We are going to define each term by using your own words and a sketch. So all of these angle properties are applied when you have two parallel lines. So I want you to draw two parallel lines. And a transversal is a line that goes through them, like that. That's a transversal, okay? So we can even just label this here. These are parallel lines. And a transversal is a line, that goes through the two parallel lines. Excellent. Alternate angles form a Z pattern. So if this angle here, if we know this angle here, then we know this angle here, they will be equal. You draw a Z and you see which angles are alternating. If they're alternating, they're equal. Make sense? We did this. You can even draw the Z backwards. You can draw it like this. Look here. This way. A backward Z. You can turn your page around. That means this angle will correspond with that angle. They'll be equal. Sorry, not correspond. That angle will be equal to the other angle if they're alternating. Excellent. Co-interior are a C pattern. So let's draw two parallel lines, a transversal, and I'm going to draw a C. What do you know about the two angles inside the C? Are they equal? What is it? They have to add up to 180. So let's call this A and B. A plus B has to add up to 180. So this one's equal, but this one has to add up to 180. What about corresponding angles? What letter? The corresponding angles form an F pattern. So we can draw an F, and I can look at the two angles underneath basically the arms of the F, if you want to call it that. Do they add up to 180 or are they equal? They're equal. We can look at the two angles below that, or if I look at the two angles above it, this angle corresponds with this angle, those would also be equal, okay? Because I can draw an F upside down as well. Do you see that? Whichever way. You can also draw an F this way. You can draw it like this. And you can draw it backwards. These would be equal as well. Okay? And finally, opposite angles. Opposite angles add up to 180, or are they equal? Yes. Pardon? They're equal. So you're just looking at your parallel lines in the transversal, and I would say that this angle here is opposite to this angle here, so therefore they are equal. Can you find other pairs of equal angles in this picture? Can I do it this way? This and that. Are those opposite? Yes. Those are equal. Pretty much, yeah. These two are opposite. Those would be equal. And you also have angles on a straight line in here, which we've talked about. We have, let's use orange. If I have this orange angle and this red angle, what do those two angles have to add up to? 180. Straight, we can add this to our rules. Straight angle equals 180 degrees. Once I know the orange, then I know that this is also the same because it's opposite. So if you're given, we know that these two lines are parallel because of these. It tells us lines are parallel. There's a transversal, so a line that goes through them. So because the lines are parallel, we can use the F pattern, we can use the Z pattern, we can use the C pattern, we can use the straight angle theory. Can you find X just by looking at that right now? How? X is on a straight line with what angle? 49. So I want you to find X right now. X plus 49 has to add up to what? 180 degrees. So therefore, X would be equal to 180. Take away the 49. What did you get? Okay, that's the easy part. Let's write it in here so you can visually see it. We have to find Y. I want you to think back to the opposite angles. If this is 49 degrees, what is this angle? 49. So let's label that 49 degrees. If this is 131 degrees, what's this? 131 degrees. Okay? Can we draw a Z somewhere? Let's draw a Z. Right here. What does that tell me? If I drew a Z there, what angle can you now fill in? What's 49? This? No. This? Yes, so fill that in. This is 49. Because these are alternate, excellent, alternating angles. Okay, so what's this angle? 49. How can I find y? Is there a straight line somewhere? Is this a straight line? Let's draw it over here. If this is 49, both of these are on a straight line, right? You can draw it like that, or you can draw it like this. There's a 49, and there's a y. I'm just rotating it for you to see properly. How would I figure out what y is equal to? Yes? 180 take away 49 equals? 131. We could also do it this way. Look here for a sec. Shh. We can draw, remember I told you about a backwards Z. Look here. Shh. This way, I can draw a Z this way. This angle alternates with that angle. And we know this has to be 131 because it's also on a straight line with 49. This is 131. Y is opposite. You could use opposite angles. You could use alternating angles. You could use the straight angle. Try this one from page 17. Number 6. You are going to find the measure of all the unknown angles. Here's the hint. Use opposite angles. Use straight angles. Use Z pattern. You can use a C pattern. We didn't talk about a C pattern last time. There's a C in here. Rotate the paper. That's a C. Well, what does 54 and B have to add up to? They're on a straight line. 54 plus B equals what? 180. So how would I find B? 154 take away, 180 take away 54 equals? Raise your hand if you got 126 degrees for this. If we know that this angle is 54, which angle is opposite 54? A, B, or C? So this is 54, so let's label that. If this is 126, which angle is opposite B? So this is 126. Okay, now what? Now what did you guys do? Excellent. So Otava used co-interior, sorry. So you said that B plus D, because they are interior. What do B, plus D have to add up to? They are co-interior, 180, excellent. So 180 take away 126 equals 54. So again, this is 54. What's this? 54. These two are on a straight line. We already figured it out earlier. 126, and F is opposite E, 126. Pretty easy. Who got all of these correct? Okay, so in this question, we are told that K is equal to 45 degrees. You're given this angle. So let's label it. That's 45 degrees. You're given that in the question. And you are also told that L is 37 degrees. I'm going to remind you right now that this is a straight line. So, angle K plus angle Q plus angle P has to equal what? What do all three of those have to add up to? Okay, there's your clue. K plus Q plus P equal 180. Do you see any opposite angles? Yes. Angle K is opposite to which angle? Okay, so let's fill that in. That's what? 45. And angle L is opposite to angle? Okay, now is this easy now? We know 45 plus something plus 37 has to equal 180. Once you know Q, which other angle can you figure out right away? Excellent. We know that Q and M are opposite, so those will also be equal.
Add the opposites.
You added 45 and 37. What'd you get?
I got 82.
Okay, you got 82 degrees. How'd you figure out Q?
I added all the opposites.
Excellent. We have to do 180 minus 82. What does that equal? So angle Q is equal to 98 degrees, which means that angle M is equal to 98 degrees.